What's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all feeling, man? I'm trying to see where I put my phone at. I might have left it in the car. Maybe I left it in the car. What's going on? How y'all doing, man? Get on here. Let's talk. Let's talk mindset. Let's talk strategies. Let's talk success. Let's talk about how to turn thoughts into things. If you failing, let's talk about how to fix it. If you stressed, let's talk about how to fix it. Let's talk about the fact that your only limit in life is your own mindset, man. You change your mindset, you change your life. Stop working on your habits. Stop working on what you're doing. Stop doing all that other stuff. Change your mindset. Everything else ain't got no choice but to fall in line. I'm not saying you don't got to do nothing different, but I'm saying when you feeling and thinking different, you'll do different on accident. When you're trying to do different, when you ain't changed the way you feel and change the way you think, you hustling backwards. And you're using a lot of energy. You're exerting a lot of force. But it's unaligned. It's uncalibrated. It's in the wrong direction. It's under the alignment of what you don't want. You got to get in alignment. Same way you have to take a car to get in alignment. You gotta get in alignment, man. You gotta get that mind right. I'm here to remind you that you could be, do, and have anything you desire. If you can desire it, you can have it. If you could desire it, you can have it. If you could think it, you can do it. Can't think it, can't do it. Can't desire it, can't do it. If you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hands. What do you want? What do you want? Are you taking time daily to think about what you want? Are you taking time daily to fix your mind upon what you want? Because if you just start thinking about it, oh man, the ideal's gonna show up. The circumstances gonna show up. The energy gonna show up. The opportunities gonna show up. But if you're thinking about what you don't want, if you're thinking about the reasons you can't have it, the excuses gonna show up. The limitations gonna show up. People who go, yeah, you're right. I see where you're coming from friends who agree with you and gonna talk you out of it instead of into it. They gonna show up. What do you want? You gotta start focusing on what you want. You gotta start focusing on what you want. I'm telling you, as soon as you can start focusing on what you want, magic starts to happen. And it's not magic. I don't really like the word magic. Magic really just means science hasn't caught up yet. But it's catching up, man. Some of the strides that have been made in the last 5 years with neuroscience and these fMRIs and some of the stuff that we can see now. Science is catching up. But guys, if you could think it, you could do it. If you could think it, you could do it. But you gotta start thinking it. You gotta start thinking it. And in order to think it, you gotta know what you want. Most people's biggest problem is they don't know what they want. They know what they don't want. And they using what they don't want as the center of their focus. They're applying for jobs based on what they don't want. They going on dates based on what they don't want. They picking their next move based on what they don't want. Everything changes when you make what you want the center of your focus. And you start picking your next move based off what you want. Not what you don't want, based on what you want. Because you got to understand, not wanting to lose is not the same thing as having a burning desire to win. The energy is different. The ideas are different. The friends, the relationships are different. Not wanting to be poor is not the same thing as having a burning desire for wealth. The ideas are different. The energy is different. The charisma is different. It changes you. When you calibrate it to what you don't want, it's not hitting the same. You missing the magic, man. The real work is done in here. Like, you so busy trying to do the stuff out there that you done skip the most important work. The work is conditioning your mind. The mind controls the body. And when you try to get your body to go places that you haven't yet sent your mind, you got an uphill battle. And you end up trying to use hard physical work to compensate what can only be done in here. You're trying to create evidence out there and let that evidence give you permission to feel confidence, where if you just go in here and create the confidence and then do the doing, oh man. I teach this thing called the 5 C's: clarity, calibration, confidence, competence, consistency. That's my success formula. That's the success formula that I use on everybody who walks through that door. I don't care if they want to quit smoking. I don't care if they want to lose weight. I don't care if they want to make more money. I don't care if they want to be more healthy. I don't care if they want to put their marriage on track. Clarity. What do you want? After we know what you want, calibration. Get calibrated to what you want. Put your attention on what you want. Keep putting your attention on what you want until you become confident in what you want. Once you become confident in what you want, once you become confident in your outcome, it's time for step 4, baby. Competence. Now we do the doing. I'm not saying that the physical work not important. I'm saying get clear, get calibrated, get confident, and then do the physical work. I'm not saying don't go back to school. I'm saying get clear, get calibrated, get confident, then go back to school. If you want to lose weight, I'm not saying don't go to the gym. I'm saying get clear, get calibrated, get confident, then go to the gym. It makes a difference. It makes a difference when your mind is into the goal. The consistency is so much easier to maintain. The discipline is so much easier to maintain. When you sell it to your mind, your body ain't got no choice but to buy in. But when you try to get your body to buy into something that you haven't yet got your mind to buy into, any excuse is a good enough excuse to quit. Any excuse to do. It's hard to be consistent. I don't got discipline. A lot of times I hear people say things like, I don't got discipline. I don't got confidence. Often, most of the times, like I'm talking 90+% of the times, what they don't have is clarity. Most of the time, when they think they don't have confidence and discipline and things of that nature, what you don't got is clarity. And when the goal is unclear, it's hard to get your nervous system to buy in. It's hard to get your endocrine system to buy in. You gotta understand, your nervous system, your endocrine system, your mind, your subconscious mind doesn't respond to reality. It responds to your narrative of reality. And if your narrative of reality is wrapped around what you don't want, your endocrine system is not releasing dopamine. It's not releasing the oxytocin. It's not releasing those feel-good chemicals that give you the energy and the enthusiasm to move forward. It's releasing cortisol. It's releasing those chemicals that slow you down. It's releasing those chemicals that make it really easy to procrastinate. And you up here trying to fix the procrastination. You trying to battle the procrastination. You trying to battle the lack of discipline. When that's symptoms of the real problem. The real problem is that you calibrated to what you don't want. Get calibrated to what you want. And watch how much easier it is to stay consistent. Get calibrated to what you want. And watch how you find yourself in what I call a success loop. You find yourself in this loop where you can't lose for winning. Can't lose for winning. And even when you don't get the outcome you want, you don't call it failure, you call it feedback. And you stay calibrated to what you want, and you take that feedback and you keep moving forward. When you get clear, calibrated, and confident in what you want, it's all just feedback, and you keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Do yourself a favor. Ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? Look around. Look around. Notice the stuff you don't like. And instead of getting upset about the stuff you don't like, instead of getting depressed about the stuff you don't like, instead of just letting what you don't like take over your mind, ask yourself, what would I rather have? I don't like that. What would I rather have? I don't like that. What would I rather have? I don't like that. What would I rather have? And if you're going to overthink about something, I want you to overthink about what you'd rather have. Stop overthinking about what you don't want. You got to tell the mind, stop. You got to take back control of your situation. Okay? Your mind is not you. Your mind is a tool that you use. You hear me? Your mind is not you. Your mind is a tool that you use. And you got to realize two things. Two very important things that I want you to realize. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. Just because you think it doesn't mean it's true. And just because it's true doesn't mean that you have to think it. So, well, Jay, you got to face reality. Listen, you weren't sent here to face reality. You were sent here to create reality. And it's a reason that you close your eyes when you pray. It's a reason that you close your eyes when you meditate. It's a reason that if you decide to boss up and come over here and work with Coach Jay and I hypnotize you, I'm going to tell you to close your eyes before I hypnotize you. Because in order to change your reality, you got to stop facing reality. That's why you close your eyes when you pray. So you can be absent from the body and present with the Father. You got to separate yourself from what is if you want to create something new. You're gonna have a hard time crucifying that old reality when you staring at it. You're gonna have a hard time crucifying that old bank account when you calibrate it to it. Stop facing reality. Close your eyes. In the beginning, it was black, void, and without form. The Spirit of God was in the midst. when those eyes are open, when you face in reality, it is not clear, void, and without form. But when you close those eyes, man, that sounds like the perfect environment to create. That sounds like the perfect environment to start using your words to alter your reality. That sounds like the perfect environment to go, since I can be, do, and have anything I desire, what do I want? Not what society say I should want, not what TikTok say I should want, not what my mom and them say I should want. What do I want? Big creator Jay, big creator me. What do I want? Get the answer to that question. Get descriptive over there and let your imagination run wild. I promise you, if you get in the habit of doing that, procrastination will be a thing of the past. You'll get ideas so good that you couldn't stay in bed if you wanted to. If you start doing that, lack of discipline would be a thing of the past, because the ideas that you got, the energy that you got, the momentum that you would gain, it wouldn't be, oh man, I got to do this thing. It's, oh man, I get to do this thing. The energy gonna do different. You got to do yourself a favor. Stop facing reality, start creating reality. But in order to do that, you got to ask yourself one very simple question. What do you want? Guys, I've been in this coaching game. I've been in this hypnotherapy game for about 2 decades now. And what I didn't realize is it's no harder to be successful than it is to be unsuccessful. You're using the same mind, you're using the same endocrine system, you're using the same sympathetic nervous system, using the same systems. It's just, what are you calibrated to? 98% of the world is calibrated to what they don't want. So 98% of the world get what they calibrated to. 2% of the world is calibrated to what they want. So 2% of the world get what they calibrated to. That's why a lot of my lives, they not huge. If we want to do huge lives, I'm a hypnotist. I can get on here and do lives, glue people's eyes shut, make people forget their names, tell people every time I scratch my finger, it's gonna smell like dog crap, it's gonna smell like somebody farted. I can get a room full of people in a very short period of time. I don't want to talk to the 98%. I want to talk to the 2%. I want to talk to the, read my hat, I coach bosses. I'm not trying to kick with any and everybody. I'm trying to kick it with people who are interested in turning their thoughts into things. I want to kick it with people who want to take their desires out of their heart and turn it into something they can taste, touch, feel, hear, and see. If that ain't you, then I ain't for you. And you ain't for everybody neither. But I need you to get clear about what you want. Well, you need you to get clear about what you want so that you can start creating from under the influence of what you want. Like when you under the influence of something, think about alcohol. When you under the influence of alcohol, it's gonna change the way you walk. It's gonna change the way you talk. It's gonna change the way you think. It's gonna change the way you feel. It's gonna change the way you act. Right? When you under the influence of what you don't want, it's gonna change the way you walk. It's gonna change the way you talk. It's gonna change the way you think. It's gonna change the way you feel. It's gonna change the way you act. But when you get under the influence of what you want, when you start thinking about what you want, when you start calibrating to the outcome that you desire, when you get under the influence of what you want, it's going to change the way you walk. Them shoulders going to go back, that chest going to go out, that chin going to go up. It's going to change the way you talk. It's going to change the way you think. It's going to change the way you feel. It's going to change the way you act. Listen, if you get calibrated to what you want, you ain't got to try to be consistent. You want to be consistent. When you get calibrated to what you want, you ain't got to try to be disciplined. You couldn't stop if you wanted to. It's just like when you calibrate to a funny movie. You ain't got to try to laugh. Just calibrate to the movie. When you calibrate to a scary movie, you ain't got to try to get scared. Just calibrate to the movie. If you calibrate to what you want and you start filling in the details, you ain't got to try to get motivated. You ain't got to try to get inspired. You ain't got to try to take action. Just calibrate to the goal. But a lot of people's biggest problems is they don't got goals. They using what they don't want as the center of their focus. They using what they don't like as the center of their focus. I say it over and over and over and over and over again. Not wanting to lose is not the same thing as having a burning desire to win. Not wanting to lose is not the same thing as wanting to stand in the middle of that court or stand in the middle of that field and hold that trophy over your head. Going to pour that water on your coach. Not wanting to lose is not going to give you the energy that wanting to win is going to give you. Visualizing not losing. How do you even visualize not losing? You don't want to visualize not losing. You want to visualize winning. You want to feed your nervous system winning. You want to feed your endocrine system winning. You want to just feed your subconscious mind pictures of you winning. Like, look at somebody like Muhammad Ali. Do you think Muhammad Ali was under the influence of not losing, or do you think Muhammad Ali was under the influence of being the greatest? Now, I'm not saying not wanting to lose can't be the starting point. It could be the starting point, but if you really want to pick up some momentum, if you really want to rise to the top, you got to get under the influence of wanting to win, wanting to take it to that level, wanting to do it like it's never been done before, wanting to be the go-to guy in the industry. You see, me, I want to be the coach that other coaches call. I want to be the hypnotist the other hypnotists calls. Hey man, can I pick your brain? I want to be the best. I don't want to be a hypnotist. I want to be the hypnotist. I don't want to be a coach. I want to be the coach. I want to be the coach's coach. That's part of this thing behind I coach bosses. I want to be the boss that other bosses go and say, hey bro, can I take you out to dinner? I really want to pick your mind. I got some ideas I want to run behind you. But that's not the same thing as not wanting to be outperformed. Not wanting to, no, I want to be the best. Get calibrated to what you want. Some of your best ideas are waiting for you on the other side of getting calibrated to what you want. And the energy to carry out your best ideas are waiting for you on the other side of getting calibrated to what you want. You can be, do, and have anything that you desire. But running from what you don't want is not desire. Not wanting to lose is not desire. Hating on people who got what you want is not desire. Upset because it's not here yet is not desire. Desire is knowing what you want and putting your attention on it. It's showing your nervous system, hey, it's right there. It's in reach. If I could think it, I could do it. If I could think it, I could do it. Please adopt that affirmation. If I could think it, I could do it. And lucky for me, I could think anything I choose to think. I could think wealth. I could think riches. I could think abundance. I could think health. I could think prosperity. If you could think it, you could do it. In fact, if you think it long enough and hard enough, you'll do it on accident. If you think anxious thoughts long enough and hard enough, you'll get anxious on accident. If you think depressed thoughts long enough and hard enough, you'll get depressed on accident. But at the same time, if you think confident thoughts long enough and hard enough, you'll become confident on accident. If you think successful thoughts long enough and hard enough, you'll become successful on accident. You got to change your thinking. If you want to change your life, you got to change your thinking. You want to boss up your life, all you got to do is think different. And the thing I love about thinking is, man, you can think from anywhere. You can think in the bed. You could think on the couch. You could think on the beach. You could think in the pool. You could think anywhere, man. You can be, do, and have anything you desire. But it's going to require you to stop thinking about what you've been thinking about and start thinking about where you're headed. You got to start creating your future. Stop facing reality and start creating reality, man. You didn't come here to face reality. You came here to shake shit up. You came here to do stuff that's never been done before, man. You came here to take stuff to another level. Quit playing with yourself, man. Come on, bro. You can do this. God not going to give you an idea that you're not capable of bringing forth. If it's in your head, it could be in your life. You just got to start thinking about it on purpose. So, Jay, you said if I just think about it, I ain't got to do nothing, it's going to show up? No, I'm saying if you think about it, you're going to want to do everything that got to be done, and you're going to do it, and you're going to get the result. You're going to find yourself taking what we call inspired action, not forced action. Now, let me do this so I can. No, you're going to find yourself on the live with nobody in there talking to yourself, and you don't care because it was never about them anyway. This is what I want to do. This is what I desire to do. I coach bosses. And if ain't no bosses on TikTok right now, what they got to do with me? I still coach bosses. If one boss catch it, I'm done. If two bosses catch it, I'm done. Then we're going to go repost it on all our other stuff. The boss is going to find the content that's made for bosses. You stressing yourself out about the wrong stuff. You measuring the stuff that don't really matter. And you calibrating to the wrong metrics, and that's what's sucking the life out of you. Listen, if you can think it, you can do it. If you can't do it, you can't. If you can't think it, you can't do it. But if you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hands. Stop finding excuses and calibrating to the excuses. Stop calibrating to what you don't like. Ask yourself, since I could be doing have anything I desire, what do I desire? I want you to figure out what your top desire is in your life. I want you to figure out what your top desire is in your life. And I want you to start thinking about it on purpose. Start thinking about it on purpose. Is it a money desire? Is it a health desire? Is it a relationship desire? What's your top desire in your life right now? I want you to start putting all of your conscious manifestation effort into that one thing. Stop spreading yourself so thin. If you came to work with me and you say, hey, Coach Jay, I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to quit smoking. I want to be more confident. I want to quit biting my nails. And I want to be more influential. I'm going to say, great. Which one of these you want to work on first? Which one of these you want to do first? Because if we try to work on all this today, what's going to happen is when you leave, you're going to bite your nails a little bit less. You're going to be a little more disciplined in your eating. You're going to be a little more confident. You're going to be a little more charismatic. But if we just focus on one of these things at a time, man, you'll be surprised how quick we can check each of these individual things off your list. Even when you get in the book, even when you get in the scripture, God was creating one thing at a time and moving on to the next thing after he noticed that the previous thing was good. Slow down when you manifest it. Slow down when you're creating. Slow down when you're turning your thoughts into things. Stop trying to turn 20 thoughts into things at once. Pick one thought. Put all of your conscious energy. Put all of your effort. Put all of your consciousness on that one thing. Watch how quickly you start bringing things to light. Watch how quickly you start changing yourself. Watch how quickly you start leveling up. Stop spreading yourself so thin, man. You got time. It's really a lack consciousness when you feeling like I gotta get the body right now, I gotta get the money right now, I gotta get the relationship right now. Now, I need $1 million right now. There's really a lack consciousness. And it's backed by the fact that you don't really think that you can have it. Slow down. What's the one burning desire that supersedes all of them? If a genie came to you and said you got one wish, what are you using that one wish on? That's where I want the bulk of your manifestation efforting going. And I don't even like the word effort. That's why I want the bulk of your manifestation playing going. I always, for sure, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you for pulling up. Guys, I'm telling you, if you can think it, you can do it. Slow down. Be nice to yourself. And if you just start being nice to yourself, you'll accidentally be nice to the other people around you. Slow down. Be nice to yourself. Love on yourself. Care for yourself. Put foods in your body that excite you. Hydrate. Get some rest. This stuff is important when it comes to creating the life you want. You're going to have a hard time controlling your mind with no protein in your body. You're going to have a hard time controlling your mind when you're dehydrated. Anybody who's ever booked a session with me know that you get an email before our initial session. I'm telling you, hey, get some water in you, get some protein in you before I see you. I don't want to talk to a dehydrated, protein deficient person because we're going to get some results, but we're not going to get the results we would get if you get some water and some protein in you, man. I know you're a spiritual being, but if you want to remain in this physical experience, it's some things that you do have to satisfy. Okay? Guys, I'm telling you, I would never waste my time and get on here and lie to you. If you can think it, you can do it. And the reason, like I've talked to thousands of people over the years, the reason most people don't have what they want is because they don't know what they want. They're using what they don't want as the center of their focus. They're making all of their decisions based on what they don't want. If so, let you know what, brother. They using what they don't want to decide what's the next job they're gonna apply for. They're using what they don't want as they fuel to get back in the dating market. They're using what they don't want as they fuel to start a business. Stop it. Get under the influence of what you want. My whole life changed when I started asking myself, what do I want? What do I want? I want to coach bosses, man. I want to remind people all over the world who they are. They could be, do, and have anything that they desire, that their only limit is their imagination. I don't want to work. I want to play for a living. I want to do this thing that I enjoy doing and make loads of money doing it. That's what I want to do. I want to get paid to remind people they could be, do, and have anything that they desire. I want to get paid to teach people how to work their mind. That's what I want. And I want freedom. I want choice in the matter. I want to wake up when I want to wake up. I want to go to bed when I want to go to bed. I don't want to see clients before 11 a.m. If I want to work on the weekend, I want to work on the weekend. But if I decide I don't want to work this weekend, I don't want to have to talk to nobody about it. I want to be in control of my life. What do you want? I'm telling you, when you get clear about what you want, oh man, the ideas show up, the opportunities show up, the circumstances show up. Everything necessary to make it happen starts showing up. But I can tell you that before I started having what I wanted, I was calibrated to what I didn't want. I was in the military and I hated it. I didn't like it. I didn't have freedom. I couldn't grow my beard. I couldn't grow my hair. I couldn't wear my nose ring. I couldn't wear my earrings. Somebody was telling me where to live, what to wear. I could have went to work the next day and they said, hey, you finna go pack a bag. You finna be gone for 9 months. I didn't like that. But in order to change my life, I had to take my attention off of what I didn't like and start asking myself, okay, what do I want? I want to grow my beard. I want to grow my hair. I want to wear my nose ring. I want to wear my earrings. I want to live where I want to live. I want to work where I want to work. I don't want to work. As a matter of fact, I want to play. I want to get on stages around the world. I want to do sessions with people. I want to hypnotize people. I want to influence people. I want to motivate people. I want to read books and get paid to talk about this amazing stuff that I learned. As I started talking about what I wanted, my life started morphing into what I wanted. Now, I got some friends who still in the military because they never stopped talking about what they didn't like. They kept talking about what they didn't like. They kept talking about what they don't want. So they kept re-enlisting. Nope. But hey, as I changed what I wanted, one day my commander called me into his office. Not my sergeant, not my shop chief, not my first sergeant. My commander called me into his office and said, hey, you don't want to be here, do you? I say, respectfully, no, sir. He said, sign this, sign this, sign this. I was a civilian about 3 months later. If I did interviews, I do some podcasts here and there. Yep. I got out, honorable discharge, kept all my benefits. But as my energy changed, it was I wasn't being disrespectful. I wasn't doing anything wrong, but something in my energy say, you can't deploy him. He's so wrapped up in where he's headed. He doing the bare minimum. He doing enough to not get in trouble, but he's not acting like a soldier. He's acting like a boss. He's acting like we got to get him out of here. All he's talking about is entrepreneurship. He having workshop with other guys over the weekends, helping them start. Get him out of here. He's not what we need for the culture. What is he doing wrong? He's not doing anything wrong. He's just, I don't know what he's, get him out of here. They got me out of there. Thank you. I'm gonna say, I do interviews here and there. But guys, do yourself a favor. Ask yourself, what do you want? Yeah, they not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. But if you could think it, you could do it. If you could think it, you could do it. And I say if, but it ain't no if, ands, or buts about it. You can think about what you want. Are you willing to stop thinking about what you don't want long enough to think about what you want? Are you willing to stop thinking about what you don't want long enough to put your attention on what you want? Y'all hear me talk about this thing called the 5 C's: clarity, calibration, confidence, competence, consistency. Clarity, calibration, confidence, competence, consistency. That calibration piece, man. Recently, I think it's my favorite C. I think it's my favorite C. Because calibration, it removes the need for willpower. Jay, what you mean? Like, you don't use willpower to control your body. You use willpower to discipline your mind. You use willpower to calibrate. Think about it. When you decide to watch a funny movie and you get calibrated to that funny movie, you don't gotta use willpower to laugh. If you calibrate to that funny movie, you gonna laugh. If you use your willpower to grab your remote and turn on a scary movie, you don't gotta use your willpower to get scared. You just gotta calibrate to the movie. If you use your willpower to create an image of your mind of what you don't want, and you start calibrating to it, you don't gotta try to feel anxious. You don't gotta try to feel nervous. You don't gotta try to feel depressed. You don't gotta try to feel overwhelmed. That's what happens when you focus on an image of what you don't want. But if you use your willpower to say, I don't like that, I'd rather have this, and you start describing what you want, and you start thinking about what you want, and you start putting your attention on the life that you want, you don't gotta try to feel motivated. You don't gotta try to feel inspired. You don't gotta try to feel activated and energized, because when you are calibrated to what you want, that's what happens. But what people are doing, what I notice as I coach people, is they're calibrated to what they don't want, trying to use willpower to be disciplined, trying to use willpower to be confident and go after what they want. That's not how you do it. Calibrate, man. That calibration is where it's at. Man, if you could come sit inside of my head and you saw how many times a day I calibrate several hundred times a day. Not that this. Not that this. Nope, not that this. Constantly calibrate. Constantly calibrate. And calibration ain't gotta be hard. I'm not saying you gotta go sit down and go on no 45-minute meditation. I'm not saying you gotta grab your pen and paper and go on a 20-minute long scripting spree. I'm saying you gotta just discipline your imagination. Stop. Your imagination is your workshop. Your imagination is your workshop. Why are you going in your workshop creating anxiety? Why are you going in your workshop creating depression? Well, Jay, how do I do it? You don't stop thinking about something by trying to stop thinking about something. What you do is you get so busy thinking about something else that you get distracted from what you was thinking about. You don't try to stop thinking the bad thoughts. You just get so busy thinking about what you would rather have that you forget to think the bad thought. Because if you wrestle with it, what you're going to do is you're going to fire up that neurology. You're going to light up those pathways. It's like if you walk up to your girl and you say, hey, baby, don't get mad. She's going to say, what you do? She mad before you even tell her the situation, because her endocrine system knows what mad is. Her autonomic nervous system knows what mad is. Her subconscious mind knows what mad is. It's going to assign meaning to what you offer. But you are a creator. It don't exist until your consciousness get on it. You creating it. And in order to change it, you're going to have to take responsibility for the fact that you creating it. But the good news is if you can create anxiety, you can create excitement. And actually, excitement and anxiety looks a lot of like. The biggest difference is in the breathing. One has controlled breathing and the other one has sporadic breathing. But you gotta take ownership of, I'm creating this. Because if you can't take ownership for creating the anxiety, you're gonna have a hard time believing that you can create the confidence, the self-esteem, or whatever it is that you want to create. Anything that's going on in your life, you created that. Hate it or love it, you created that. And that's good news, because if somebody else created it, that means that somebody else has to do something different before you can have a different result. So you want it to be your fault. You want it to be all on you. You want to be the one responsible for bringing this reality into manifestation. Because if you created it, you can change it. Now, if it's my ex-wife's fault, my ex-wife got to do something different before my life could be different. But if it's all my fault, I can have a new life right here, right now. You feeling what I'm saying? Yes, you created that. Yes, you created it. So I'm going to say this, Avery. If you look for an excuse, you're going to find one. If you look for a solution, you're going to find one. What are you looking for? Right now, what you're doing is getting what I call getting under the influence of what you don't want. Because the ideas about where you're gonna find your extra money at and create the life you want, you're not gonna find them as you think about that. So right now, what you're doing is you sitting in your imagination creating that anxiety. Because even though your bills went up and your pay didn't go up, you choosing to focus on that is what's creating. When your, like, let's say you got fired. Let's say your boss decided that he was firing you after the holidays, right? The holidays still not here. Now you fired. You just don't know it yet. You're not anxious yet. You're not upset yet. You're not depressed yet. Getting fired didn't cause you to feel those feelings because you already fired. He just ain't told you yet, right? Let's say your partner cheating, but you don't know they cheat. And then let's say they've been cheating for 2 years and you finally find out. Now you feel all those feelings. And you say them cheating is causing you to feel like that. Well, they've been cheating for 2 years. It's not them cheating that's causing you to feel like that. It's your attention on them cheating that's causing you to feel like that. Now, I'm not saying you're doing anything wrong by noticing that this person has been dishonest with you and feeling a certain way. But I am saying that as you start to get your life back on track and as you start to move on and as you want to get into another happy, functional relationship, you're going to have to take your attention off of what's causing the pain and put your attention on the things that's going to put you in the mindset that you need to be in to get what you want. It's the best of times, it's the worst of times. What are you going to calibrate to? I hear you. I hear you. But even that thought is still under the influence of what you don't want. What do you want? Put your mind over there and watch how good ideas show up accidentally. Watch how new opportunities show up accidentally. Watch how you just trying to do something like take a shower and solutions pop up in your mind. Get in the habit of, when you see something you don't like, get in the habit of saying, well, what would I rather have? What would I rather have? And watch how you start winning on accident. Watch how you start raising your income on accident. Watch how you start making money on accident. Watch how you start creating beneficial relationships on accident. Man, some of the contacts I got in my phone blows my mind. Some of the people I got access to, some of the people who will take my call blows my mind. Like, yeah, I could call this person right now. But that's a choice. And it's not an optimist, it's true. Optimism is when you thinking about something like, I know it's not true, but I'm going to choose focus on it anyway. It's true that your endocrine system is what controls what type of chemicals you are releasing into your bloodstream. So your endocrine system is what controls whether you're releasing oxytocin and dopamine and these feel-good chemicals, or I mean, not oxytocin is not a feel-good chemical, but your endocrine system is what decides. Oxytocin is a feel-good chemical. I'm tripping. But your endocrine system is what decides what's being released into your bloodstream and how you feel. But your endocrine system don't react to reality. It reacts to what you tell it about reality. Okay? Your endocrine system don't react to what's going on out there. It reacts to the story that you tell it about what's going on out there. Okay? Feeling good is a decision. Sometimes it's a hard decision to make, but it don't change the fact that it's a decision. Feeling bad is a decision. Sometimes it's a really easy decision to make, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a decision. And it's a decision that only you get to make. Your mama can't make it for you. Your spouse can't make it for you. Your kids can't. Like when people say stuff like, you making me mad. I'm like, look, if I can make you do things, you wouldn't even be talking to me right now. I can't make you do anything. You got to take control of your focus. You got to take control of your attention, and you got to discipline your mind. And only you can do that. But it's so many rewards that come with disciplining your mind. It's so many rewards that come with disciplining your mind. The benefits are endless to being able to say, I don't want that. I'd rather have that. I'm calibrating to this thing that I want. You never run out of ideas when you know how to calibrate to what you want. You never run out of energy when you know how to calibrate to what you want. You get the superpower where you see solutions where other people can only see problems when you learn how to calibrate to what you want. Like somebody would be describing the problem with you, and you're like, okay, maybe I'm missing something. It worked for me. I'm at work right now. Been doing this for about a decade, man. But the roadmap to that was getting clear about what I wanted. I can't do it if I can't think it. I can't do it if I can't even I do this. If I can't wrap my mind around it, I can't get my body to do it. The first step was wrapping my mind around it. Once I wrapped my mind around it, it was, I'm not gonna say it was it was a lot smoother transition for my body once my mind had a clear picture of where we were going. Now, if I believe that it's impossible, and I believe that only special people can do that, and I'm not one of those special people, and I set out to start my own business, I'm really wasting my time because it's not about the work if that's the belief system that I'm starting from. But if I'm at the process of working for somebody else, and while I'm working for that person, I start disciplining my mind. Man, John ain't that smart. If John can run a business, shit, I can run a business. John not smarter than me. Nothing against John. John a cool dude, but John not the brightest person. I can run a business. I can run a business. I can run a business. Then I started reading books about running business. I started listening to podcasts about running business. I started saturating my mind in running a business. And slowly but surely, my confidence in my ability to run a business starts to go up. Then I find myself starting to accidentally speak entrepreneur. I find myself accidentally starting to network with entrepreneurs. And as my confidence started growing up, growing up. I like that. As my confidence starts growing up, I find myself naturally starting to take those steps. But it got to start in the mind. If you can't hold it in your mind, you can't hold it in your head. If you can't hold it in your mind, you can't hold it in your head. What time is it? I got an 11 o'clock. Ooh, it's 10:43. Time is moving. Let's see. Let me go ahead and get Zoom open. That way, even if I get carried away, when he come in the room, it'll get my attention. I'm going to be landing here shortly, man. Any questions about anything, y'all, before I get out of here? Y'all know I love y'all, right? And ain't nothing y'all can do about it. And don't you ever forget, if you can think it, you can do it. Can't think it, can't do it. Start with the thinking. You got to be out of your mind to try to do something that you ain't mentally bought into yet. Do the work of getting mentally bought into it. Do the work of getting mentally bought into it. Realize your imagination is a playground. Start getting in there and playing on purpose. Do the work of convincing your mind. You have a hard time sending your body to where you haven't sent your mind yet. Send your mind and watch how your body accidentally end up there. Watch how your body accidentally end up there. Check out the link in the bio too, guys, at 5C Jumpstart. The Jumpstart gonna help you get clarity, gonna help you get calibrated. Got a lot of the tools in there to get you going. And when you purchase the 5C Jumpstart, you get to come to our Zoom mentorships where we do even deeper teaching. So if the stuff we talk about in here resonate with you, invest in yourself. Come join us. All right, no questions. All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all next time. My day for the rest of the day, it's pretty back to back to back. So I might be back on the night. I don't know if I'm gonna be back on during the day. If I do, it'll probably be short and brief because I'm pretty stacked up for the rest of the day. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all around. Turn on them notifications, man. See y'all.